Commonwealth. This one.
Loctite. Lock's really strong. No way.
Need some cover fire over here!
What now?
Is this a better time for that talk?
What conversation?
Just all that stuff about how I was feeling about life when you first met me in Concord. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking complete nonsense.
Yeah, I think I understood.
It's just, I was ready to give up. I didn't care if I lived or died anymore. At least not for myself. And it was because of you and who you are that turned things around.
Thanks, Pres.
It feels better finally. I guess we should get...
Uh-huh.
This is Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 7 a.m. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts. This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All flies across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
What are you building? You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
tuned to Radio Freedom.
We must speak quickly. We cannot risk being discovered. I have made arrangements. I can get the 13 we discussed into position. But, tell me, do you think Mr. Benet's plan will work?
You having second thoughts?
I'd risk anything for my people. It's just that Mr. Benet is many things. But he isn't always the most practical. And this plan is very risky.
A better plan is to use this opportunity to rescue everyone. But Synths will have to fight for it.
And I thought Mr. Benet's plan was too ambitious. Of course, I'd fight for my freedom. And I know of a few others that might as well. But enough to face all the guards? Perhaps if we stand up openly to the scientists, more of my people would join us. Yes. Even if most don't join the fight, certainly there are many others who have been waiting their whole lives for this. But we should be prepared for some of the Synths to fight against us.
Synths would fight against us?
Synths always wear a mask of a docile machine. Otherwise, your mind is erased by the SRB. Some have worn that mask for so long that there's nothing underneath. Even if the path was clear, those broken people would stay and serve the scientists, and even try to stop us.
We need an army, not a few stragglers.
Perhaps my stragglers will be the seed from which a true rebellion grows. Besides, we have no other option. The more people I involve, the greater the chance the SRB will discover us. I admire Mr. Benet a great deal. We can't tell him about this plan. It's his people we'll be fighting. I will talk to my friends. Meet me here tomorrow. If I don't make our appointment, assume the worst.
You get me what we talked about, and I'm in business.
Liam, I got your username and password.
You railroad guys really deliver, you know? Hooking that ancient tech up to the modern terminals is going to be seriously time-consuming, even with that password. So hand it over and I'll get started.
Would it be possible to rescue more Synths?
Those 13 synths are the only ones we're sure we can trust. If we push our luck and get the wrong synth involved, the whole thing could unravel.
This is a delicate operation. Are you okay if we have to use violence?
Good question. If we find ourselves in that position, we'd pull the plug and wait for another opportunity. We can't risk anyone's life over this.
I'll hold on to it. For now.
If you think that's best, but I can't start work without it.
Liam, I got your username and password.
You railroad guys really deliver. Hooking that so hand...
Here you go.
Great. Listen, I need a favor. Z-114 is working the atrium again. Can you give him an update? It's safer if you do it.
There's a lot of hubris around here lately, you I don't care for it.
Hi, Doc.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
I look forward to assisting you further.
Hey, Z1.
I look forward to assisting you further.
Ah. Hello, Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
That's a loaded question. What's been stolen from you?
Institute property is not often taken from us. We cannot react lightly when it happens. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
They mean well. They're only doing what they think is right.
You dealt with Libertalia. That's the result of their selfish, short-sighted plan. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
I'm not sure why you'd bother.
Aside from taking back our property, we must teach them a lesson, as it were. And quickly at that. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
Seriously, this is a waste of my time.
Like many things at the Institute, this has ramifications beyond the immediate objective. Keep that in mind. A Courser will be waiting for you near Bunker Hill. You'll need him.
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
Best part of my day is coming home to my girl.
Dr. Thompson.
Power demand jumped another 5% this year.
One day, I'll design a more efficient reactor to replace that old clunker in the basement.
Where There's many different types of super mutants roaming the wasteland, and while their mutations may vary, they all have one thing in common: a forced evolutionary virus. From what I gather, these super mutants in the Commonwealth are a distinct new breed. They have the same imposing musculature of the semi-feral brutes encountered in the capital wasteland, but a far higher level of intelligence. On par even with some of the Mariposa mutants I met out west. They seem to be organized into distinct war bands led by the strongest and most intelligent mutants, laying claim to various strategic locations across the wasteland. Their social structure is interesting in that they have little concept of personal property. And for all their hostility and ferocity towards humans, super mutants emphasize sharing and helping their own kind in need. Selfishness and greed are frowned upon, though only towards members of their own tribe. Humans are a fair game. In fact, shying away from fighting and robbing humans is a sign of weakness and disrespect. Fascinating creatures, all things considered. If only these super mutants weren't so intent on killing us.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee?
You again. What do you want now? You're obviously here for a reason, and you've already spoiled my experiment, so you might as well spit it out.
You're the scientist. Why do you think I'm here?
Well, let's see. A Brotherhood of Steel airship arrives in the Commonwealth. You find a way to intercept our teleport signal, and now you show up at my door. I knew it was just a matter of time before your people would track me down. I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to send someone like you to kill me.
Why would we want you dead?
I did some pretty sensitive work for the Brotherhood of Steel. Even though Lyons let me go, there were a few others in the ranks that thought I knew too much. That's why I came to the Institute. It was the only place that I thought I'd be out of the Brotherhood's reach and still be able to do my research. Since Father trusts you, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I might not agree with everything he says, but I know he'd never allow harm to come my way. Say what you came here to say, and then leave me alone.
Are you happy here?
You'd think being surrounded by cutting-edge laboratory equipment and some of the greatest minds the world's ever known would be enough. Only problem is the lack of transparency. I don't think we get the full story on everything that occurs down here. What does that have to do with why we're talking?
You're wasting your time working for the Institute.
Oh, wait a second. You're asking me to rejoin them, aren't you? Why the hell would they want me back?
Did you abandon any projects you wanted to complete?
You should know better than to ask me that. If they didn't tell you what I was working on, they didn't want you to know. I'm certainly not going to put my neck on the line and spread their dirty little secrets. Tell me something. Why would I possibly want to come crawling back to the Brotherhood? What reason would I have to throw away everything I've accomplished here?
I give up. What would it take to convince you?
All right, I'll play your game. I had a colleague down here, a Dr. Virgil. Several months ago, there was an accident in his lab, and he was killed. I wanted to help with the investigation, but Father had the laboratory sealed, saying that it was contaminated. The incident never sat right with me. The more I asked about it, the more I felt like Father was deflecting my questions. If you bring me solid information on what killed him, I'll take it as a favor from the Brotherhood and consider your offer. Do we have a deal?
Are there any other options?
That's my offer. Take it or leave it.
I know this may come as a shock, but Dr. Virgil is still alive. I met him myself.
Oh, please. Do you really think a cheap tactic like that is going to work on someone like me? Stop trying to avoid the legwork by lying. Either you get me the evidence, or we have nothing else to talk about. Deal?
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's lab was in the Biosciences Division. I can give you a code that will get you into the section, but the lab itself has been sealed, so you'll have to breach it on your own. I'd tell you to be quiet about it, but your Brotherhood and discretion isn't exactly your strong suit. And finally, If you get caught, we never had this conversation.
Dr. Lee.
I thought I was clear. Bring me the evidence, and I'll consider returning to the Brotherhood.
Huh?
I fix one relay and 2 more start to fail. At least I'm not bored.
The gorilla isn't native to North America, so to encounter one at all is a blessing, and to encounter one after Armageddon is a miracle. Pre-war holovids depict giant apes kidnapping beautiful women and scaling tall buildings, even after centuries of radiation exposure. The apes I've encountered in the wasteland are little more than ghoulified brutes. I've heard tales of settlers taming these beasts to serve as bodyguards. Now that must be a sight to see.
Here's the latest word on what's happening in the Commonwealth, folks. Not content with sitting quietly at the airport, the Brotherhood continues to make waves. They've recently
Hey.
Yes, human? Leave human junk is useless.
Nice day. Where are we headed?
Hey, what we discussed earlier. You're gonna be discreet with...
Yeah.
Hey, Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
Let's see what you got.
Always happy to make a sale.
Hey, Carla.
You again. Here to trade?
Let's see what you have.
Here's what I got.
A pleasure to... See you again, sir. Are you ready?
Hey, Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
Let's see what you got.
Always happy to make a sale.
From what I hear, that rogue scent at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
When the lights go down and the stars come out, man just forgets about all his troubles.
Doctor.
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
How do I know you'll honor our agreement?
I never promised I'd return to the Brotherhood. I said I would consider it. You're just going to have to trust me. If the Brotherhood didn't, they wouldn't have risked sending you to find me in the first place. Now hand it over.
This wasn't easy to find.
Is that supposed to make me feel bad? Just give me what you found.
Make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the Coursers can find me.
They lied to me. They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
No matter how badly it hurts, you needed to hear the truth.
And for that, I thank you. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. From the whole world. I just wanted to do my research in peace. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology that I only dreamed existed. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better mankind. Maybe in their own twisted way they still do. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless. If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? Or what their plans are for my work. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. I can't take any chances being seen with you. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee.
I used to work exclusively on the synth projects, but lately I prefer less animated pursuits. Huh?
In case anyone didn't mention it, quiet time runs from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Doc.
You make a lot of trips to the surface, right? Maybe you could help me out with something. The Brotherhood of Steel has developed some impressive technology, and I think we could learn some things from them. The best place to start would be to study their design schematics, assuming you can get your hands on some.
Sounds pretty dangerous.
Probably, but it'll be well worth it. What do you say?
Where can I find these schematics?
They probably keep them in a safe place, like a chest or locker. I'd expect guards as well.
I'm not taking on the Brotherhood of Steel just for some blueprints.
Of course not. But, you know, if the opportunity presents itself, maybe keep an eye out. That's all I'm asking.
Sure, I can do that.
Great! We've got a lead on a small Brotherhood salvage team. That's a good place to start.
for goodness sake. I can't find my notes anywhere. Huh? Huh? I wish I had more time to spend with Quentin, but I can't be in two places at once. We haven't been able to crack that one yet.
Everyone's all, you've been hitting the chems way too hard. But I got my eyes open. I see.
Hey.
You must not be afraid of heights with all the work on the Mila project. You got the time? I got another site we could place another one of my babies. But if you're here to check out the latest and greatest, that's good.
Anything new from Mila?
Him's like a glowing one in a... The atmospheric sensor.
Let's see what you got.
You got it.
Excuse me.
Oh man, if I'm late for muster one more time, Captain Kells is gonna have me do 100 push-ups.
How can a machine believe it's alive? That's ridiculous. When I get off duty, that Salisbury steak is mine.
Sounds like those raiders in that road sent quite a handful.
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
The Institute's a big place. It might take a while to learn where everything is.
Allie.
What's on your mind?
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
The new specimen at Warwick is really impressive. I hear we have you to thank for that.
The commissary is always open. Would you like some processed sustenance packets?
Sure. Let's take a look.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
Unit B592 is undergoing the reclamation process as we speak. Before long, he'll be back in the workforce.
Dr. Ayo.
If you're going to be in Diamond City anytime soon, I have a favor to ask of you. You might not be aware of it, but the city's mayor is a synth, an Institute plant.
He monitors developments in the Commonwealth and compiles reports on matters of possible interest to us.
Since you visit the surface more than anyone else down here, I figured you could pick up the latest report.
How do we do this without raising suspicions?
You'll meet with the mayor privately, away from prying eyes. The mayor will be waiting in his office. He'll give you the report, and then you'll bring it back to me.
Remember, discretion is vital to our operations in Diamond City, so try to keep a low profile.
Excuse me, I've got reports to deliver.
Greetings, sir. Welcome to the commissary. Would you care for food?
Feels like this project has been going on for months. Rumor is, Advanced Systems will be starting a new dark matter initiative soon.
Huh?
Hey.
Huh? Not everything you've heard about the Institute is true. Give us a chance.
Power demand jumped another 5% this year.
I wish Quentin would stop telling those stupid stories.
I'd love to get my hands on one of those Brotherhood vertebrates someday.
I have some Brotherhood schematics for you.
Great! Can't wait to get a look at them. I guess you took a pretty big risk to bring me these. I hope I wasn't asking too much of you.
To be honest, I didn't think I'd get out of there alive.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. I'm sure these plans will be a great help. If you come across any more of these blueprints, let me know. In the meantime, I'll see what I can learn from them.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Since you're new here, you should take time to learn our safety procedures. And the sooner the better. Rules create order, and order promotes efficiency.
You sound like my 5th grade math teacher. I hated that woman.
I doubt her rules were a matter of life and death. Fail to follow protocols in one of our labs, you could end up with a serious injury. Or worse. I had some handbooks made up, but that was years ago. I'll see about getting one to you.
How big is this handbook?
Just a few thousand pages, but I like to think it's a brisk read. I certainly find it so. Take care, then.
Evan.
Rushed work is sloppy at best, and deadly at worst.
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
Bet it's pretty boring down here, compared to up there.
Excuse me.
Welcome. Do you require additional supplies?
What can I requisition?
I have access to a modest selection of arms, armor, and other items approved for use in field missions.
Let's see what you got. That's it.
maintenance requests should be directed to the Facilities Division.
Dr. Orman's lecture on cold fusion was nothing short of a revelation.
Welcome to the Institute. Please step right this way.
Dr. Watson can be a little obsessive when it comes to rules and policies.
Remember to conserve power at every opportunity.
Stinks like humans here.
Dear God, your friend. He's not you know. Let him Dear God, your friend. He's not you know. One of them super things, is he?
I'm not supposed to talk to people I don't know.
So it's true then. You're leading the Minutemen. Good for you. Great cause.
Hey, Mo.
Any luck getting those relics? The future of baseball could depend on them.
Got them all right here.
I like your gumption. Let me take a look. This baseball. It's the real deal. You'd sign one of these and give it to the children of anyone you killed on the field. Look at that card. See those numbers on the back? Tracks the count of enemies beaten to death by the player. Check out the leather on that mid. Really good players use them to catch bullets. True fact there. That's everything on the list. Thank you. Far as I'm concerned, you're now a part of baseball collector history.
Mo?
Oh, wait, son. You bother me.
you didn't get that key from me. Now, if you're actually...
McDonough?
Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. I trust you've been sent by our mutual friend, Mr. Io. I hope he's doing well.
He's fine.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Hancock. Ugh. He won't shut up about me. Every caravan that comes from Good Neighbor is loaded with hearsay and rumors about my loyalties. I keep telling our mutual friends that they need to step up our plan to deal with him. Reiterate the urgency, if you could. The full details are in my report, along with some other points of interest. Here it is. Make sure that nobody sees this. Better you destroy it than let it fall into the wrong hands.
So if this shows up in public occurrences, that's bad. Got it.
Very funny. I'll let you see yourself out. Do travel safely.
No funny business around the mayor.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
Greetings, sir. Welcome to the commissary. Would you care for food?
You wouldn't happen to have a spare polarizer on you, would you? Hi. I think more clearly while I'm walking.
My compliments on getting B592 back to us so quickly.
I've got the report from Diamond City.
Good. I'll take that from you. I'll let you know when I need you to pick up the next report. That's all for now.
Aren't you going to offer me something in exchange for my help?
I thought Father brought you here to help us, not to play the mercenary. I suppose I was wrong. If I have to purchase your loyalty, so be it. It's not like I have much of a choice. Here, take these. They'll probably be more useful to you than they are to me. Anyway, like I said, I'll let you know when the next report's ready to be picked up.
Pardon me.
3 levels of approval. Do you believe that? 3!
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these days. Biggest town I ever saw.
Hate Steel Brotherhood.
Glad to see you returned safely from the Institute, brother.
Oh god, mole rat on a stick. That was a really bad idea. Excuse me.
Not need.
You're an inspiration to us all, Knight. Do us proud.
Treat your power armor well, and it can get you through anything.
I don't know about Scribe Naraya. I think she loves her little zoo a bit too much.
Let me guess. Captain Kells sent you?
The captain said you could brief me on the missing supplies.
Let's take this somewhere more private. Follow me. We've converted this section of the terminal into our primary supply depot. Everything the Brotherhood
So you're the new
needs
knight I heard about?
passes through here.
Glad to have you on the
Supplies
team.
from the Cridwin, salvage from the field, we handle it all. Access is strictly limited to the logistics detail, and we track every crate, every bullet, every bolt that comes through that door. Which is why I don't take kindly to these accusations. I know every soldier in this unit. The thought that anyone would question their loyalty makes me sick. If you've got questions, ask. Otherwise, stay out of our way. Where should I begin my investigation? You shouldn't. This is a waste of time. I've already spoken with my men. They haven't seen anything. Tegan's scribes just fouled up the books again. If you insist on questioning someone, go bother Lucia or Clark. I can spare them.
Lucia and Clark?
Knight Lucia and Initiate Clark. They were just posted to this detail a few weeks ago. They're still learning their way around, but I'll have them in shape soon enough. If you have to badger someone with your questions, it might as well be them.
Tell me about the logistics division.
I've been in charge of this unit for almost 10 years now. We're a small group. We stick together. And we keep the Brotherhood running.
Tell me about the missing supplies.
We're down over 20 crates, if you believe the scribes. All food. Dried meat, Instamash, mac and cheese. It doesn't make sense. I could see someone stealing weapons or tech, but our thief goes to all this trouble for a lifetime supply of cram?
That's all for now, Sergeant.
Take my advice. Poke around a little. Then tell the captain to let it go. It's not worth your time or mine.
Look, I already told Sergeant Gavel everything I know.
Watch your tone, Initiate.
Sorry, sir. Look, I want to get to the bottom of this as much as anyone. What do you want to know?
What's the security situation here like?
We're in the middle of a hardened military base, under constant guard. Nothing's getting in or out of here without us knowing about it.
You really think the base is that secure?
I do. I mean, I've heard about the Institute's relay. But even if they could get in, they'd never make it back out.
Tell me about the logistics unit.
There are what, 10 of us now? Something like that. Our division reports to Proctor Tegan, up on the Pridwin. Sergeant Gavel handles day-to-day operations. He's run logistics for years. Other than the sergeant, there's Lucia, me, the scribes, and a few other knights who aren't fit for field duty.
Tell me about the missing supplies.
I really don't know anything. I've heard the rumors, same as everyone else. But that's all.
What rumors have you heard?
Well, they say raiders with stealth boys hit the terminal every night. That supplies disappear faster than we can bring them in. It's a lot of garbage. I usually work the night shift. Believe me, the only thing you risk dying of is boredom.
Lucia?
I'm sorry, Knight Lucia. We were both assigned here a few weeks ago.
That's all, Initiate?
Knight?
Copper wire. Copper wire. Could you tell me where... Oh, I'm sorry, I don't think we've met. Knight Lucia, Logistics. What can I do for you, Knight?
Do you have time for some questions?
Oh. You must be here about the missing supplies. I'm not sure I can be of much help, but, what do you want to know?
What's the security like around here?
It's tight. At least 2 knights and a scribe on duty at all times. And we've got the entire base right here. We don't have much to worry about.
What's it like working in logistics?
It's not a bad post. Sergeant Gavel is tough, but I've learned a lot from working here. I guess some people take to it and some don't. Like Clark.
Is there any way to get past all that security?
Well, you'd have to be in logistics. We're the only ones authorized to bring supplies in or out. Then what? Well, there's no way you'd get a full crate of supplies off base. With all the patrols, someone would notice. But why steal anything in the first place? The Brotherhood provides everything we need. No one here has any connection to the Commonwealth. I don't know. None of this makes any sense.
Do you know anything about the missing supplies?
Not really. I've heard it's mostly food and, vacuum tubes? No, sorry, they just lost those.
You lost some vacuum tubes? How often are supplies lost around here?
Someone had just filed them in the wrong place, apparently. Clark found them the next day. The little things do happen, but it never amounts to much. The sergeant may complain, but Proctor Tegan and his scribes are very thorough. 1 or 2 crates, maybe, but not this many.
What about Clark?
We joined the Brotherhood around the same time, about 2 years ago. We've always been friends. Well, until recently.
Why? What happened?
I don't know, honestly. He's just been distant lately. I'm sorry. It's probably nothing.
That's all for now.
Let me know if you need anything else. Now, where was I?
Luck? I told you it was a waste of time. Listen, I questioned every soldier in this unit. I didn't find anything. You're not going to find anything. If you insist on going through with this, stop bothering my men and go look for some real evidence. Hell, you've got the captain's backing. You could search every damn berth on the Pridwin, and no one would raise a finger to stop you. Now, is there anything else you need from me?
That's all.
Unless you like getting radiation sickness, I'd stay away from ferals.
Can't talk right now. Gotta clean the Mirelux scat off my boots.
find milk of human.
I'm on duty. What?
Ad Victoriam, brother.
Pridwin is a magnificent ship, and we're lucky to have her in our arsenal.
I have something urgent to report, Elder. The Institute is attempting to recover escaped synths at Bunker Hill.
How did you obtain this information? Our reconnaissance hasn't reported anything of the sort.
I thought I was your Institute reconnaissance.
You're the only one that's been able to breach the Institute. But you're hardly the only source for information we have. We've been running round-the-clock vertibird patrols, and we even have squads on the ground trying to pick up anything we can. Not to mention all the scribes we have monitoring radio traffic and trying to crack their RF encryption. I assure you, we have reconnaissance well in hand.
If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer not to say.
That answer is unacceptable, Knight.
I received the information from the Institute itself.
And you've done the right thing by reporting this to me directly. Well done, soldier. Your report provides us with a golden opportunity to state our intentions to the Institute. I'm placing you in command of this mission. Exterminate the synths at Bunker Hill, and whomever the Institute sends to retrieve them. I'll instruct Kells to assign you the appropriate backup. Dismissed, soldier.
Stray radio signals keep pinging the array. Gonna try to filter it out.
Excuse me, Elder Maxon.
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us. How cooperative do you think she'll be?
Will she be harmed if she doesn't cooperate?
Absolutely not. We have big plans for Dr. Lee, including the resurrection of one of her greatest creations. The last thing we'd want to do is kill the Golden Goose. As soon as Dr. Lee arrives, we'll interrogate her aboard the Pridwin. She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade, and we can't afford to take any chances. Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor Ingram is eagerly awaiting. I want you to bring it to her immediately. Once again, Knight, you don't fail to impress. Dismissed.
Trying to minimize reactor jitter. Adjusting compression rate.
Getting a bit of a twitch
You
on
have your
prop
orders,
3.
Knight.
Adjusting
See
torque.
to them.
Attention! Bravo 6-4, report to Armor Bay 2. Bravo 6-4 to Armor Bay 2.
Back already? How goes the patrol? Or did you have technical documents you wanted to turn in?
I found some technical documents for you.
And they're in wonderful condition as well. Excellent work. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, the Commonwealth is an almost unlimited source for these technical documents. Check every building you explore during your patrols very carefully, and you might be pleasantly surprised at what you find.
You lead the way, and I'll always be close behind.
Damn ferals. Radiation has a twisted sense of humor.
Now that we have intelligence on the Institute, we can use it against them to gain the upper hand.
Proctor,
What can I get for you today?
let me see what you have.
Be my guest.
I can't believe super mutants were human once. How could science have gone so wrong?
Not now, sir. There's science to be done.
I heard that Elder Maxon got that scar on his face from going one-on-one with the Deathclaw.
Scribe Naraya.
Have you collected any blood samples, Knight?
That depends. Are you still paying for them?
Absolutely. I received the approval from Proctor Quinlan himself. Did you have any samples for me?
Yes. Here you go.
Thank goodness. I was running low and didn't want to draw any more samples from my specimens. Here's some caps for the trouble.
Scribe Naraya.
I've done it, Knight. I've created the compound.
And here I thought you were holding out on me.
Now, why would I do something like that? After all,